Agriculture officials are dismissing farmers' claims that a ban on pork imports is responsible for a slump in sales. Imported pork and its products were banned for months, a precaution health and agriculture officials say was necessary to stave off the threat of H1N1 to St. Lucia. Members of the Pig Farmers Cooperative Society, who initially supported the ban, called for its end because it was hurting their sales. On Tuesday, the Chief Vet Officer confirmed the ban has been lifted. But Dr. George Joseph refuted allegations that the ban was responsible for producers losing their market share. He says importers who could not obtain pork overseas refused to do so locally.
The reason where a person may perceive that there was some distortion to business because of the ban is because the importers were not importing pork. And by virtue of not importing pork, they do not buy local pork either. So that may appear to be a distortion in business, but I don't think so.
Livestock farmers have maintained that not enough is being done to educate the public on the misinformation on the so-called swine flu or to debunk the myth of a connection between the virus and pork. Recently, the president of the Pig Farmers Cooperative Society said farmers' returns were taking a beating.
Our farmers are in a production mode and there's a lot of pork on the ground. Normally when there are imports of pork, we are permitted to sell 40% of the imports to the importer. Since the importers are not importing, that 40% is on the ground. And I think curtailing the importation of pork has sent a negative message to the people who are consuming pork.
Dr. Joseph maintains the ban was a proactive approach to keeping the virus from St. Lucia shore and farms. He says the H1N1 team has urged locals to continue eating pork and reiterates that pork is safe for consumption.
People seem to be a little itchy as to whether they can get the disease from consuming pork. We'd like to reiterate that no, pork is very safe to eat. It has not been isolated from meat. The virus is confined to the respiratory tract, and there is no evidence of transmission from meat to human subjects by consuming the pork. So we'd like to reiterate again that the pork is very safe for consumption.
The chief vet says farmers must continue to use biosecurity measures to protect their farms from infection. These include common sense methods of protecting oneself from the flu. He says the ban is lifted, but the threat of transmission remains. Alison Kentish, HTS News, Channel 4.